On March 10, 2026, whispers turned into headlines. Lady Louise Windsor allegedly inherited the coveted Balmoral Cottage, while Camilla was reportedly left out entirely. Phones lit up across London as royal watchers gasped at this unexpected move. Could this decision signal a deeper rift inside the royal family? Or is there a hidden reason behind Camilla's exclusion? The real question is, what secret maneuver inside the palace allowed this to happen? Phones buzzed. Notifications lit up faces across London. Whispers ran through social media and royal circles. The news hit fast. Lady Louise Windsor allegedly inherited the prized Balmoral Cottage, while Camilla was reportedly left out. The cottage, part of the Scottish estate Balmoral, has long been considered a peaceful retreat for senior royals. Experts say skipping Camilla for this property was highly unusual. Royal watchers froze as the story spread. Some gasped. Others scribbled notes, trying to piece together why this quiet announcement carried so much weight. Even palace insiders were reported to be tense, discussing the decision behind closed doors. Balmoral Cottage is more than a house. It symbolizes influence and trust inside the royal family. This move immediately sparked questions. Why would the Queen allegedly favor her granddaughter over the Queen consort? Could this inheritance mark the start of a deeper family power shift? Even more puzzling, reports suggest this decision was made quietly, without the public knowing in advance. It seemed calculated. The drama wasn't just about property, it was about who the Queen trusted and who she wanted to signal her confidence in. The story doesn't end here, this is where it turns. Could this inheritance mark the start of a deeper family power shift? Cameras clicked softly as historians walked through the stone hallways of Balmoral Cottage. The air smelled faintly of old wood and winter fires. Whispers echoed through the corridors. This house has stood since 1855, part of the royal family's Scottish estate for over 170 years. Every room, every hallway carries stories of generations of royals. Balmoral Cottage is more than just bricks and walls. It has secret rooms, private gardens, and quiet corners where the family could escape the public eye. Royal experts report that for decades, the cottage has been a symbol of trust and influence. Inheritance decisions here are not just about who gets a building, they are about signaling loyalty and family priorities. Historically, choosing who inherits a property like this has sparked tension. Reports suggest that even in past decades, small disagreements quietly simmered when certain family members were given or denied rights to parts of the estate. Some whispered that these disputes were sensitive matters, handled carefully to avoid public scandals. Lady Louise's alleged inheritance now makes sense in this light, but only partially. Why her? Why now? Royal watchers say it may reflect her growing role in the family's inner circle, as well as her reputation for discretion. Camilla's exclusion, though unconfirmed officially, adds to the mystery. The cottage's history also shows that properties like this are not just homes, they are tools of influence. A family member trusted with Balmoral Cottage gains more than a roof over their head, they gain prestige and subtle power inside the monarchy. Could Lady Louise inheriting this home be a quiet signal about the next generation of royal influence? And here's the twist, the cottage's importance goes beyond family dynamics, it may affect legal and financial decisions for years to come. What makes Balmoral Cottage more than just a royal home? And that detail changes what happens next. Footsteps echoed in the marble hallways of royal estates as cameras flashed at Lady Louise's rare public appearances. Reporters whispered, scribbling notes as the young princess walked with calm poise. Born in 2003, she is the daughter of Prince Edward and Sophie, Countess of Wessex. Over the years, she has quietly grown into a figure admired for her grace and discipline, earning attention without seeking it. Royal experts report that Lady Louise's reputation for reliability and discretion has made her a trusted presence in family matters. Some palace insiders claim she is increasingly involved in small estate decisions, observing how senior family members handle responsibilities. Every public smile, every carefully noticed gesture seems to signal that she is being prepared for more significant roles within the family. But her rise isn't just about appearances. Sources allege that the Queen values her for her judgment and maturity, qualities considered essential for managing sensitive royal properties. Camilla's reported exclusion from Balmoral Cottage makes this rise even more noteworthy. Why would a property long expected to go to a senior royal suddenly favor a younger generation? Could it be a subtle signal about trust, succession, or influence inside the monarchy. The timing of the announcement added tension. Phones lit up across social media as royal watchers discussed what this inheritance could mean. Some gasped, others wrote hurried messages, trying to connect the dots. Lady Louise's calm demeanor contrasts sharply with the storm of speculation outside the palace walls. Here's the twist. Her inheritance may not only reflect personal trust but also a strategic move to guide future family dynamics. Reports suggest that placing her in control of Balmoral Cottage ensures the property remains in a safe, discreet hands, shielding it from public controversies that sometimes surround senior royals. Could her inheritance be the start of a longer-term strategy that reshapes family dynamics? And because the next move doesn't happen in public, the full impact remains hidden, for now. How did Lady Louise position herself to receive such a prized property? Because the next move doesn't happen in public. Silence fell in a dimly lit room inside Balmoral Estate. Phones buzzed frantically as news spread. Camilla, the Queen Consort, was reportedly left out of the Balmoral Cottage inheritance. Royal watchers froze. Cameras clicked, capturing reactions outside the palace gates. Experts whispered that this was highly unusual. Camilla, as a senior royal, was widely expected to receive privileges tied to this property. The decision shocked both the public and insiders. Reports claimed that palace staff and advisors were taken by surprise. Some royal commentators noted tense discussions behind closed doors. Even longtime observers of the monarchy admitted they had not anticipated such a move. Balmoral Cottage isn't just a house. It symbolizes trust, influence, and the Queen's confidence in those she favors. To exclude Camilla is to make a silent, powerful statement. Historically, senior royals often inherit key properties, signaling their status and ongoing influence. This reported exclusion raised questions about private dynamics in the royal family. Was it personal, strategic, or simply a legal maneuver under inheritance arrangements that the public might never fully see? Observers also pointed out that this could reflect subtle shifts in family priorities, where loyalty, discretion, and reputation matter as much as seniority. The palace has offered no official confirmation. Media speculation ran wild, with headlines suggesting that Camilla's absence from this inheritance could indicate tension or even a private disagreement. Yet insiders allege it was not about disrespect but about safeguarding the property within a younger, trusted line of the family. The contrast between Lady Louise's rise and Camilla's reported exclusion deepens the mystery. Here's the twist. This move might be less about Camilla personally and more about long-term planning. Royal experts say that certain estates are managed with precise strategies that protect them from complications, legal or otherwise. Could Camilla's exclusion be a protective measure, a quiet way to ensure the property remains stable in the next generation? What private motives might explain Camilla's exclusion? And that's where the real trap is hidden. What private motives might explain Camilla's exclusion? And that's where the real trap is hidden. Cameras flashed and microphones trembled as journalists scrambled to capture reactions across London and Scotland. The news of Lady Louise Windsor inheriting Balmoral Cottage, while Camilla was reportedly left out, spread like wildfire. Phones buzzed relentlessly, messages popped up in every corner, and social media lit up with speculation. The air felt tense, as if everyone was holding their breath, waiting for a clue, a statement, or even a gesture from the palace. British tabloids printed bold headlines on March 10, 2026, many showing Lady Louise smiling at a past event, highlighting her calm and poised demeanor. Reporters claimed that this inheritance sparked intense debates about family loyalty, trust, and the subtle dynamics of power within the monarchy. Polls taken in the following days showed public opinion divided. 48% supported the Queen's choice, believing it was a rightful decision, while 38% questioned Camilla's exclusion, seeing it as unfair or unusual. Inside the palace, sources allege there were tense meetings. Advisors whispered in private chambers, discussing the ripple effects of this inheritance. Some suggested that Camilla's reported exclusion could subtly shift her influence in certain royal affairs. Others speculated about the implications for future estates and the next generation of royals. Every decision regarding Balmoral Cottage is closely observed, because it signals trust and prioritization within the family. Even historians joined the conversation. They reminded the public that royal estates are not merely homes. They are instruments of influence, carefully distributed to maintain stability and continuity. Insider reports suggested that Lady Louise's inheritance demonstrates both trust in her and a strategic effort to prepare her for greater responsibilities. Meanwhile, Camilla's reported exclusion sparked endless questions about unspoken family hierarchies and the subtle messages these decisions send to both the public and royal insiders. Here's the twist: the inheritance is more than a property transfer. It acts as a message, a quiet way of shaping perception, loyalty, and the balance of influence. Royal commentators reported that such moves are carefully timed and executed to avoid public scandal, yet still convey intent to those who understand the signals. The move also highlights a growing tension between tradition and modernization, as younger royals like Lady Louise begin to inherit responsibilities previously reserved for senior family members. Could Lady Louise's inheritance signal a new era of strategic estate planning in the monarchy? And that detail changes what happens next. Many are left wondering whether future inheritance decisions will follow the same pattern, quietly reshaping the monarchy without public attention. The kingdom watches, waits, and debates, while palace corridors remain silent, hiding conversations that could redefine family dynamics for decades. How will this shift affect the balance of power inside the Windsor family? And that detail changes what happens next. The Scottish wind blew softly across Balmoral Cottage, carrying the scent of pine and cold stone. Cameras captured the quiet estate as Lady Louise Windsor prepared to step into her new role. The cottage was no longer just a house; it symbolized influence, trust, and a subtle shift in royal power. Whispers in royal circles suggested that the next generation was quietly taking its place, and Lady Louise was at the center. Reports indicate that Camilla's exclusion may redefine her private role in certain family matters. Senior advisors allegedly held tense discussions about how to balance tradition with the Queen's carefully planned inheritance decisions. Observers noted that every move now carries meaning. How Lady Louise manages Balmoral Cottage may signal her maturity, her reliability, and her growing influence over future estate decisions. The estate rules reportedly prioritize direct descendants in sensitive situations, which helps explain why the Queen chose Lady Louise. This careful planning shows that property is not just about ownership; it's a tool for shaping family trust and responsibilities. The palace remains silent, leaving historians and royal watchers to interpret the signals. Will Lady Louise's inheritance reshape the monarchy for the next generation? Because the next move doesn't happen in public, only time will reveal the full impact. One thing is clear: Balmoral Cottage is now at the center of a quietly shifting balance of power inside the Windsor family, with Lady Louise positioned as a trusted custodian for the years ahead. Will Lady Louise's inheritance reshape the monarchy for the next generation? Because the next move doesn't happen in public. What do you think about Lady Louise inheriting Balmoral Cottage over Camilla? Do you believe this decision will change how the royal family shares power in the future? Which royal property decision surprised you the most in history? Share your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your ideas. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss updates on royal secrets, hidden stories, and behind-the-scenes family decisions.